Hello families! Today we're going to be talking about relationships and quality time. Let's get to it. Before we get started, I want to share some great news with you. Not only are we going to be sharing these videos with our preschool and kindergarten families through the Remind app, but we're also going to be posting them on every night. So you have two different ways of viewing and interacting with us. Of course, you can always email me, text me, and send me a private message if you would like to participate or get any of the material that we are following in these sessions. We want to make sure that everybody can benefit from these videos. If you saw the first official video, you know that we have 3 ground rules. Rule number 1, whatever happens in our sharing space stays in our sharing space. Rule number 2, create a safe space to share thoughts, ideas, and experiences. And rule number 3, don't judge each other. I did get one response, and it's okay, we're gonna be getting more. Don't be shy, make sure that you participate. I did get one response for our goals, and I'm going to change the person's name. So her name is Maria. She has 3 kids, ages 2, 5, and 7. Her goal is to learn to be patient and to be a great mom to her children. She also wants to build on her patience overall. So that's a great goal. What is your goal for these sessions? You can still submit them and I can still read them at the beginning of each video. Don't worry. She also completed the first worksheet. And the people that she picked on that worksheet, you can pick more than one, is her parents. And the reason why she picked them is because she says that they taught her everything that they could, from academics to biblical teachings, and they encouraged her and it motivated her to learn. Alright, now let's go ahead and talk about quality time with our children. As I mentioned to you in the last session, the world we currently live in is completely different than the world that we lived in 6 months ago. We used to be consumed by chores every day, kids were consumed with schoolwork, and we just couldn't find the time to spend quality time together. Now that we were told that we have to stay at home, we have much more time in our hands, but are we using it effectively? We will think of quality time with our children during 2 different scenarios. The first scenario is our temporary normal, the stay-at-home order, and then we're going to be looking at the quality time we spend with them once our new normal begins. So now we're going to go ahead and talk about the benefits of spending quality time with our children. Why do you think this is important? How would your child benefit from spending quality time with them? How would you benefit? Grab a blank sheet of paper and a pen and write down all the benefits that you can think of spending quality time with your kids. You can also share these with me through email, text, private message, or commenting down below. I will be able to then share these responses with the rest of the group in the upcoming sessions. I think it's safe to say that the benefits of spending quality time with our kids are going to be the same in this current normal and the new normal that we're going to be living. Now, I ask you to please pause the video, write down a few ideas, and we're going to review some ideas tomorrow as well as what the curriculum suggests. Now, grab another sheet of paper, or on the same sheet of paper on the other side, we're going to be looking at the barriers. What were some of the barriers in the past that did not allow you to spend quality time with your child? What are some barriers now, in this very moment of stay-at-home order, that are preventing you from spending quality time with your child? We're going to be looking at these barriers, acknowledging them, and seeing how we can work on them in this current normal and in the future new normal. By acknowledging them, we will be able to avoid them or deal with them accordingly. And make sure that you share these barriers with me so that I can share them with the rest. And of course, I will be sharing some barriers that are identified in this program. So please pause the video, write down your barriers. I will ask you, look at the list that you have. Granted, if you have written things, I haven't because I'm talking to you right now. Look at the different benefits that you have written and the barriers. Do you think the benefits seem to outweigh the barriers? Of course. Remember that as a society, we are used to seeing the glass half empty rather than half full. So it's very easy for us to say, oh, there's more barriers, when indeed there's probably more benefits in the amount of time that we are spending with our child. It's just hard for us to acknowledge them. I am sure you are doing a great job and you should acknowledge the time that you are spending with them. No, let me go back. It's not time that you are spending with them. It's time that you are investing in their well-being and in their future and in their social emotional health. So it's not time spent, because when you spend something, it just goes away and never comes back. You're investing in your child. How you're investing is that you're helping them build positive relationships, supporting their social emotional development, and helping them feel loved, competent, and confident. We've seen how the benefits can outweigh the barriers. Now let's talk about how we can build positive relationships with our children. For the last part of this video, we're going to be using visual aids. You will need an empty container of whatever, as well as you can have little beans or maybe little pieces of paper that are taped together, or maybe pebbles. So this is one example of a container, but I'm going to go ahead and use my own visual aid. Please pause the video and look for a container and look for little pebbles or little rocks or little beans or little paper, and then come back and watch the rest of the video. So in this next part, we're going to be looking at the relationships that we have with our children as tanks that need to be filled and refilled on a regular basis. I don't want to say let's compare our children to cars, but in this case we will. So imagine yourself driving and you're going on a long distance trip. Your gas tank is full. Halfway through your trip, you get to empty. What's gonna happen? Is your car still gonna run? Probably not. You need to refill it so you can continue driving. That's why it's always important to refill your tank, especially right now that gas prices are much lower than usual. Same thing for our children. Their tank always needs to be refilled. Now let's think of all the times that we were negative, harsh, critical, or when we nagged them. What were we doing? We were draining their gas tank. Think about the times when someone was harsh or negative towards you. How did it make you feel? When we actively build positive relationships with hugs, smiles, encouraging statements, listening, playing, amongst other things, we are filling and refilling our child's tank. We are strengthening our relationships and building their competence and confidence. The more we fill their tanks, the more confidence they will have in developing relationships with others. It's pretty heavy now. To finalize, let's look at activity number 2. I will be posting links to these activities in the comments below so that you can go ahead and click on them and print them out or view them. I can also provide that information to you via email or on paper copies. Now that we have an idea on how to refill our child's tank, let's review the following activity. It's called Filling and Refilling Activity. It says, list 5 things that you will try to do the next week to fill and refill your child's relationship tank. Think of things that will make your child feel really special. It says 5, but I'm going to challenge you to just find 3. Of course, if you want to do all 5, you can, but for the purpose of these sessions, I'm just asking you to do 3 different ways that you can refill your child's tank. In the bottom, you will see some ideas that you can try. I encourage you to try to think of your own ideas that will be more accessible for you to accomplish, but of course, you can always take these examples as well. But take a moment to write down those 3 things that you want to do. You will need to perform these activities. Aside from the idea, what I want you to do is write down how your child reacted to you refilling their tank and how it made you feel. To help you perform this activity, I would like to share with you a powerful tool. This will help you support your child's competence and confidence, as well as change his and her behavior. What is it, you may ask? That is positive comments and encouragements. Think about it this way. How many times do you tell your child, "Don't let me catch you doing fill in the blank"? How about we twist the concept up a little bit and we try to catch our child doing positive behaviors and encouraging them to continue those behaviors. By doing so, you are refilling their tank. This helps increase desired behavior and decrease unwanted behavior. If a child isn't encouraged often, it may lead to increased amounts of inappropriate behavior and less positive behavior and interactions. Encouragement takes very little time, and it's very effective in promoting positive behavior. And the best thing is that encouragement does not cost anything. Please keep in mind that you can always encourage your child verbally and physically. You do not need to purchase your child toys, electronics, or anything that is costly to let them know that you're encouraging them to be good. And another thing, don't just randomly say, "I like that," or "good job." You need to be specific with kids about what they are doing well. "Good job, Johnny. Thank you so much for putting the toys away." "Lana, I really like that you were able to share your toys with your sister." I hope that you benefited from this video today. Today we do have homework. You have activity number 2 to complete, but remember that you have 1 full week to complete it. So make sure you write down your findings and share them with me so that I can share them with the rest of the group. Thank you so much. Have a great day and keep on smiling. Bye. The garbage man.